Hi, friends! Welcome to Literacy Leap. My name is Miss Jenny, and I am so glad you're here today. We have a fun story that we're going to read in today's lesson. We are going to read Mrs. Wishy-Washy's Farm. Let's get started. Friends, let's take a look at the cover of our story. Look at the title. Mrs. Wishy-Washy's Farm. This is Mrs. Wishy-Washy. She's one of the characters of our story. She's the farmer, and here are her farm animals: cow, pig, and duck. I wonder why her name is Mrs. Wishy Washy. She likes to give her farm animals baths to keep them nice and clean, but there's a problem. The farm animals do not like taking baths. So they decide to run away and they end up learning an important lesson. So let's read to find out what happens in our story. Friends, while we are listening to our story, I would like you to listen carefully for words that start with the f sound. Letter F says f, like in fish. Try that with me. Ready? F says fish. That's right, my friends. Some words that start with the letter F are farm, fast, and fun. Let's read and discover some more words that start with the f sound. Here we go. Mrs. Wishy-Washy's Farm, written by Joy Cowley and illustrated by Elizabeth Fuller. Mrs. Wishy-Washy's Farm. This is Mrs. Wishy-Washy, and this is her farm. Here is her house, and here is her barn. Did you already hear a word that starts with the f sound? I did! Right here. Farm. Farm starts with the sound for farm. Letter F says farm. Let's keep reading. Here by the barn is the old tin tub where all of the animals go for a scrub. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. Meow, the cow cries. I hate this old tub. I've got soap in my eyes. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy, the pig squeals. I've been scrubbed from my nose to my heels. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy, quack, the duck moans. I've got suds in my feathers and aches in my bones. The scrubbing is over. The tub goes away. Seeing the animals say, meow, quack, quack, quack. Bye, Mrs. Wishy-Washy. Mean old Mrs. Wishy-Washy. We are leaving you, and we won't be back. Fast down the highway, they run side by side. Where will they go? Where will they hide? City, squeals the old pig. We'll go by the city where the barns are big. Did you hear another word that starts with a f sound? Let's see. I did. Fast. Fast starts with the letter F, says fast. What does F say? Fast. Let's keep reading. But the city is as wild as a farm stampede. There is nowhere to rest, and nowhere to feed. The three hungry animals walk into a barn. There is food on the dishes, but it's not like the farm. The cow looks around with an anxious face. I think we could be in the wrong eating place. Along comes the cook with an angry shout. You'll be roast on toast if you don't get out. They run for their lives to the barn next door and find themselves in a hardware store. Oops. Then a van pulls up and two shakes of a tail. It's the pickup van from the animal jail. They're taken away. Oh, what bad luck for the cow and the pig and the poor old duck. They sit in a huddle, hungry and pale, in the cold, muddy cage of the animal jail. Then the unhappy cow and the pig and the duck hear the chug, chug, chug of the old farm truck. They moo and they squeal, they quack and they cheer. It's dear Mrs. Wishy-Washy. She is here. Far from the city and back on the farm, the animals run to the old red barn. Now Mrs. Wishy-Washy fills up the tub. Come on, you three. You need a good scrub. Oh, bliss, said the cow, and she jumps right in. Oh, bliss, says the pig with a happy grin. Oh, bliss, says the duck, splashing in with the rest. There's no doubt about it. Home is the best. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. The end. What a fun story. My friends, I love this story. Mrs. Wishy-Washy sure had her hands full on that farm, didn't she? So let's remember what happened. Why did the animals leave the farm? Well, I'm a pig, and I like to be muddy. I don't like getting washed all the time. Yep, they didn't like taking baths all the time. Yep. So where did they end up going? Ugh, we went to the city. Ugh, we did not like it. The hardware store. Ugh, nowhere to rest. Ugh, we really missed the farm. So in the end, what did they decide? We went back home to the farm. And even Mrs. Wishy-Washy was happy to see us. So sometimes, my friends, we learn that even when things get messy or hard, home is still the best place to be. And it's okay to get a little dirty when having fun. That's right. Friends, let's review some of these words that started with the sound. I heard so many words that started with the sound. Let me take out my whiteboard and let me write some of these down. I heard the word farm. Farm starts with the sound. I heard the word fast. Fast also starts with the sound. What else? I heard food. Good. Fun. Oh, and I also heard fence. All of these words start with the letter F. What sound does F make? Fish. One more time. Ready? What does F say? Fish. Give yourself a 5-finger woo for a job well done. Woo! Thank you, my friends, for joining me today for Literacy Leap. I hope you had so much fun listening to today's story. I hope you have a great rest of your day and keep shining, my friends. Bye!